In this episode of Quick Tips, I'm going to be showing you how to turn an ordinary milk crate into the dream dive caddy for all of your gear. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Divers Ready. My name's James. As always, so great to see all of your smiling faces. I hope you're doing really, really well. If you watched a video that we released right at the start of the year where I went through 5 items that are non-diving items that I don't take in the water with me that I use on every dive, you'll know that one of them was my dive caddy, my plastic crate that I use to carry all of my gear from my dive locker to my truck, and then from my truck to the dive boat, store it safely on the dive boat, stays on the dive boat while I'm diving, and then pack all my gear into it at the end of the day. In this Quick Tips video, I'm going to show you how to set up an ordinary plastic milk crate to get the most effective use out of it for you and your diving. As always, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, make your next dive on that subscribe button, and I will head over to the workbench and we'll get started. All right, so here we are. This is what we're trying to achieve. We've taken a simple, humble milk crate and turned it into an ultimate dive caddy. These are the things you're going to need. You're going to need the plastic crate. This is a very cheap item that is available either free out the back of your local supermarket. Just make sure you leave the engine running. Or you can buy them on Amazon, and of course I will link all the products you need for this build in the description of this video below. You're going to need some bungee. I prefer the thicker bungee, it's stronger, it's more durable. You're going to need some hardware of your choosing. Make sure if you're using metal that it is stainless steel. I've used these U-bolts here, which are actually intended to hold whatever. Basically it's a mounting bracket for a pole. You're also going to need a power drill with a couple of different bits. You're going to need some scissors, and you're going to need a lighter of some kind. All right, so we're going to start then with the crate. You're going to pick a drill bit that has the same thickness as the bungee that you've selected, and we're going to make 8 holes in the long side of the crate. So you're going to want to measure this out a little bit. It helps if you take your fins and actually set the positions of where you want the bungees to come on the outside. But basically 4 holes, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom on each side, 8 in total. And then we're just going to take our bungee and we're going to run 2 loops starting at the bottom with a knot on the inside to make sure the bungee doesn't pull through. Outside of the crate, run it up to the top, run it back through to the inside, across, back on the outside of the crate, and then back through at the bottom. Now, you can, if you like, take your fins at this point and kind of measure how tight you want the bungee to be. But honestly, if you're using this thicker shot cord, you just tie it as tight as you like, put a knot in it, and then trust that the expansion of the bungee is going to be enough room for you to fit your fins when all is said and done. So we can do that at both ends. So we have 2 lines of bungee running across the inside of the crate and with loops on the outside to secure our fins. And then we're going to attach some hardware. So I like to put these in the middle here. I'm a big fan of using these wing nuts that I can adjust them and keep tightening them and all that kind of good stuff. But basically make sure, as I said, you've got stainless steel hardware, and we're going to use these U-loops to clip off our accessories. So all I'm going to do here is take a smaller drill bit. I think this is 5/16 or something like that. Drill the holes through and then place the steel on the inside and then work them tight with the wing nuts. So what you end up with then is you've got 2 strings of bungee on the inside and 2 stainless steel mounting brackets that you can attach your bolt snaps to. Now all we need to do is add our dive gear. There are 2 basic choices when you're looking at these crates. This one is a square, very simple version that I've made just with a couple of hooks and some thinner bungee. I use this for search and recovery work. I use this for kind of just lighter, quicker dives and so on. But this is my regular dive crate, which is rectangular. I've got some mounting hardware on there. I've got the thick bungee, and it basically carries everything I need for the vast majority of dives that I do. It's got my wetsuit in here. It's got basically everything except my BCD, which is normally already mounted to the tank. So I just take this, my Saver Dive kit, my BCD, load it into my truck, and I go diving. It's that simple. As I said, this probably isn't an item that you will use as a traveling diver. It's not really easy to pack or travel with. But if you are a diver that dives where you live, hopefully I've given you some hints and tips and you got value out of this video. If you did, do me a favor, give it the old thumbs up or share it with any of your diving buddies. Really appreciate it. Helps us to keep growing this channel. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, my name's James. This was your Divers Ready quick tips video for this week. Dive safe, dive often.